Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such multi-sectorial titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Sudhir Prabhu. He is the co-founder of Metamorphosis Foundation, a non-profit organization with the aim of enhancing participation and inclusion of the armed forces in civil society, followed by inspiring the youth to choose the defense force as a career option, and lastly, engaging with universities and corporations in the quest to foster research and advocacy in studies related to defense and strategy. He owes his service leanings to his army background and NDA education. Alongside, he has also been on the board of Priyadarshini Filaments Private Limited since 2023. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Sudhir.
Thank you, and a good morning to you.
Very good morning. So, Mr. Prabhu, to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
Oh, I always dreamt of being in the army, and I joined the NDA in 1978. And after 3 years there, got commissioned in the December 1981 at Indian Military Academy. Unfortunately, I had an accident while I was on duty, and I had to be invalidated out of the army because of my medical conditions. So my dream was kind of shattered, but in my period of introspection in the hospital, I realized that the trainings that I have received in both the academies would help me in establishing myself in the civilian atmosphere. I decided to join my father's company in 1985 because I had lost my dad very early. So I thought I could contribute to the organizational growth of my father's company. So in the last 52 years that we have been there, and I have been with the organization for the last 35 years plus, we have grown from a small partnership firm to a very professionally run private limited company. And sometime post-COVID, what happened was my army buddies wanted me to see if I can join them in starting the Metamorphosis Foundation. The basic idea being that there are a lot of armed forces personnel wanting to integrate themselves with the civil society. So we thought we could be a launch and train them to get them adapted to the civilian society, because I believe a disciplined soldier is disciplined whether he is in uniform or without it. And today, Metamorphosis is about 3 years old, 2.5 to be precise. And in the course, we have already got recognized with the NGO Leadership Award from a company in Bombay and Mumbai. And we have already instituted an award in the name of one of my course mates for schools where children are being awarded if they show leadership qualities in the class 10 and class 11 category. We have already given awards to about 70 schools pan-India. Now, not only that, we have organized a lot of Sanman programs for war widows, so what we call as the Veeranganas or the Veer Naris in the field of women who have lost their husbands in the field of national duty. So it gives me immense satisfaction in doing this kind of social activity. In my role as an administrative director, I have understood a lot of the role of corporates beyond creating wealth. I've also understood that how the corporates need to include community and the society at large. It has helped me given a great experience in ensuring the compliances and the regulation, following the regulations of the new age, new age uh, documentation and regulation and legislation that is required out of the companies.
Okay, thank you for the excellent start to this interview, Mr. Sudhir. Your career journey is truly inspiring. So, continuing our conversation, we would like to know, how did you feel the need to start your NGO, Metamorphosis Foundation?
Like I mentioned before, post-COVID, and most of my army buddies have kind of retired and looking at doing something for the society. So a few of them got together inspiringly and wanted to do something really good for the nation. So what they thought was, if they start an organization which can ensure integration of the army people or the defense people who come out of the army and help them to integrate with the society in a seamless manner, one, it would not only add value to their own career, but also add value to the society at large because of their discipline and dedication. I kind of like the idea, and also there are a lot of gaps between the defense forces providing for the people who have left the army and the actual recipients of it. So we thought we will be a vehicle to integrate, to integrate these two people, the haves and the have-nots of, or the needy and the not so needy part of the veteran community, especially the war widows, whom we call them as Veer Naris or Veeranganas. Also, we thought that it is better to inspire the youth to think of national security and the nation as a means of their career. So we decided to set up an awards for the children. At the same time, we produced a documentary movie on one of our heroes, and we show these movies in schools and colleges and the National Cadet Corps, NCC, so that they can get inspired by the kind of role that the armed forces play in the defense of the country. So having done this, this helped us to understand what is required in the civilian or the civil society for a veteran to do. That was greatly inspiring, and I am, as an administrative director, like I told you, looking after the compliance aspect of it, which gives me a new experience and a new knowledge base.
Amazing, amazing. Since we are talking about documentary film being made by your NGO to highlight the deeds of defense forces and
Yes.
the veterans coming out of defense forces into the society, I would like to share an interesting trivia with you. You might not be knowing it. I did a film called I Am a Guju, and IMA stands for Indian Military Academy, and I was playing the protagonist in it.
Oh, very good. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move ahead. And our viewers are eager to know, as someone with an army background, what values have you carried over to the corporate phase of your career journey?
Okay. The NDA taught us three things: determination, dedication, and discipline. And in IMA, we learned ethical leadership. Now, these four qualities, I think, is sustaining not only in the defense forces, but also in the civil society. Yeah, taking these four primary qualities, we have an oath that we take when we get commissioned. The safety, honor, and welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command comes next. Our own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always and every time. Now, this has become a part of us. So we use this oath integrated, internalized within us to help us to put it into action in our lives. And it has given us immense sense of what we call as shared values, improvement in the society and the people we integrate with. Using this, I experimented this with our company itself. We looked at the human potential and the human capital as resourceful people instead of just workers or employees. We trained them to adapt to the automation and the new technology that was going on patiently. We ensured that their well-being and training took place. We provided them, for a company of our size, we were able to give them roti, kapda, and makan. We ensured that they got this on the need-based basis so that they would not be worried about the basic requirements in life. This has converted into a very, very low attrition rate. And I have employees with me who are working with me for at least 15, 20, 25, 30 years. We have upgraded the skill sets. We have educated them. We have trained them. And we have given them all welfare aspects of it. There are children, there are people in our organization whose children are today working abroad, in IT companies, and sons and daughters of drivers and watchmen and security, and we feel proud that we have contributed to them a lot.
All right, this is amazing. This is exceptional, and it's service to humanity and service to the society, really.
Yes.
Okay, so now that we have discussed your career journey, your professional pursuits, your roles and responsibilities, let's move on to another subject of corporate governance and ESG. So, as you served on the board of Priyadarshini Filaments Private Limited, do you believe that the current corporate governance framework offered by the government of India is supportive of the country's booming corporate fabric?
Of course. In fact, we welcome it. And one of the primary reasons for me to look at this option of becoming an independent director is because I've been following this transition that's happening in the ecosystem of Indian businesses. Sustainability and environment has not only become a world subject, and it is being translated into an actionables in India too, with all the government policies through legislation and regulation and incentives, the technology adoptions that they have done, the re-engineered protocols, and the codes at all levels, local, national, and international, is just exciting. And this thing, it is incumbent on us corporates, India, to get well versed with it and see that it is put into action as fast as possible so that there is a standard industry practice.
So, Mr. Prabhu, before we conclude our discussion on the subject of corporate governance and ESG, I would like to quickly ask you, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
One is inclusive and sustainable development. That is one of my primary concerns of getting this ESG into action front. The second is I would like to be associated in assisting in the strategy formulation and the policies, whether it is in keeping with the first value, whether it is inclusive of all the stakeholders within the organization. The third aspect is a very ethical and a transparent monitoring process, so that everybody in the value chain are able to understand and are exposed to the reality of the situation. And finally, when it comes to human capital, I'm looking at the well-being of employees and the other stakeholders. I'm looking at being kind of responsive to the stakeholders that are there within the community, and value to the consumers. Whether the products that are being developed by the companies are giving value to the consumers. And finally, human rights protection.
Absolutely. Strong corporate governance is the backbone of sustainable growth. Right. Okay. So now let's explore the impact of technology into your industry, since you belong to a defense background, and then the shift towards the corporate governance part. I would like to ask, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? That is part A. And part B is, what changes do you expect to see with the advent of technology like IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, etc.?
When I left the army to join the business, I was at the cusp of technology change. I saw a transition from manual processes to automation happening, and I was very keenly following the situation then, and converted all our existing manual systems in our company from basic automation, and today we are having networks and cloud computing, and integrating with MIS, and I'm now on to using AI and ML into the data that I've already collected. In fact, for a company of our size, we have data of 15 years at all aspects of the thing, and complete ERP kind of solutions that are working. Now, I'm very excited about the new technology, advanced technologies like IoT and AI, ML, blockchain, and the Web 3.0 that is coming up. Now, with this, I can see a lot of benefit for the organizations. Firstly, all repetitive processes will get shortened. Energy and time consumption will become very efficient with these things. It leaves the human capital to become more creative and innovative in their actionables, and decision making will become much faster, transparent, and inclusive to all stakeholders.
Absolutely. Could not agree with you more. So this brings us to the last question of the session, and here it is. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole team of World Development Corporation?
When I first heard their introductory lecture in January, I realized that there was somebody who is working for the corporate world at large. I was very excited, and I didn't hesitate to join the programs that Hetal and Zishan have put forth through the WCD. And I think they are doing yeoman service. I really appreciate the efforts that they have taken. They're leveraging the government policies, bringing in technology, using the technology to inspire and professionalize independent directors like me to become as effective as possible. I think using this state of technology and imparting training to us, it's a very progressive initiative by them, which I wish them well. And I know that it will keep on growing a large body of professionals, which will make a difference not only to the country as a whole, but I believe it will definitely impact the world.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Sudhir Prabhu, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.